Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got ads starting first. Af- After this ad break, then we'll begin. Um, like I said, I'm just going to run you through what happens on these podcasts. So we have all members that come from AFA join us and they speak about their experiences and what goes on in AFA. Fully exposed, so there's no like chain off the chain, you know what I mean? Anything goes. We listen to both sides of the story, good and bad, no matter what comes up. So yeah, hope everyone enjoys it. I'll go and get Pricey in a second, and we'll have him in. Thank you for everyone that's followed, supporting the channel. Hope you enjoy it, and obviously we'll ask some questions near the end. Um, so we'll go from there. Um, so yeah, if anybody would like to appear on here, more than welcome to come and say some words at some point. All you have to do is let me know. We'll get a session booked. It'd probably be a Thursday night, as they're pretty good. Um, but yeah, anybody interested, do let me know. Right, we're gonna go and get Pricey in, and we'll get started. There we go, bro. Right. Oh, you're not in yet. Hang on a sec. Um, oh, sorted. Here we go. If you want to
That
say,
better? Are we in?
I think so. Got a bit of echo in the background. Should be all right. So there we are. We got Pricey in, and I get your picture up now, mate, because you're on.
Yeah, no problem at all. That lovely AFA logo that was made for me.
Oh yeah. Just waiting for this ad break to end. They've got 2 minutes. I don't know if it's real. You see, it comes up, but we'll just hang on and wait a minute. Wait, I've got 6 ads to watch. Yeah, yeah. So,
Take that.
so yeah, and then we'll go through it. So
Yeah, man.
you good?
Yeah,
You
I'm excited.
you haven't got a time. You've got to get off, have you?
No, mate, no.
Okay. But it shouldn't go on for too long anyway. I'm trying. I don't want to go out past 9 o'clock if I can help it.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, mate. Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, we'll fire off some questions. We'll wait till people are in, and then I'll let you know what type of stuff I'll be asking, so you could kind of like get a bit ready.
Happy
Um,
days. It's almost like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, isn't
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
it?
But yeah, we got a few. We got a minute or so left.
Yeah, no problem. No worries. I'm happy just sipping my coffee, to be honest, bro.
Nice man, nice. Love it. It's been a nice day, innit? It's been real nice.
Mate, it's been lovely. I've been outside with the kids, done a little bit of gardening. The missus come home really happy because I've done some bits in the garden, so she's happy now. So
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
happy wife, happy life.
That's it. That's the way it goes. Waiting now, see if that break's going to end. Also, as well, this will be going on YouTube this weekend, so it'll be on Friday. It'll probably be on Saturday, to be honest, as always. They usually go up on Saturday. That way, people have to wait a bit as they watch it live. So,
Yeah, sweet.
20 seconds. Let's go. Anybody else coming into the stream? Who we got? Who we've got in the chat? Who's here?
I think we got my missus is in. I know that much. She's watching it. She's interested to see what's gonna
Yeah, yeah.
say and what's been going.
Yeah, it's going to be good, man. Right, we'll make a start in a second. Make sure everyone's in.
Sweet.
Right then, so let's go. Right, so how this works is I'm going to ask you some questions about obviously because you're the captain of the Call of Duty main team now, and
Yes.
obviously you've been in AFA for quite a while, so there'll be some questions about AFA, how you found it, what's the good points, what the bad points, and obviously might be some bits to do with hate, drama, things that have gone on that you normally get in a community of a quite a large scale. Like I said, answers just completely transparent as you want. If there's anything you have to say, just say it. Um, you know, we want to hear it fully exposed so everybody can hear it. And obviously this will be going on YouTube as well. So, try not
Okay.
to swear too much. Try not to lose
I'll
your
be a
cool.
good boy, I promise.
So yeah, be good, man. Right then, so let's get into it, Pricey lad.
Yeah,
So
let's go, bro.
let's go with a bit of back to the core roots. So what
Okay.
what do you like about gaming, and where did it all kind of start for you?
Wow, okay. So gaming started for me in my youth years, really. Maybe 12, 13 years old, something like that. Back in the old days when I had the old Xbox 360 with the little adapter on the back that I begged my parents to buy for me so I could go online. But yeah, I just fell in love with it straight away. I had a friend in school. I used to go to his house quite a lot, and back in that time, it was back in Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare,
Yeah,
and Halo 3 days. So yeah, jumping into games with lads when I was younger and stuff, it just made my childhood, to be honest, mate. Absolutely loved it. I spent a couple of years away from Xbox, just going out and doing teenager things, as usually you do.
yeah,
And then towards the end of my teens, I started coming back into it again. And but like you said, we've said to each other before, like getting into AFA and stuff has kind of brought my childhood back a little bit because most of my friends and stuff have kind of passed on a little bit now and don't really play much games or anything anymore. So finding this community has been an absolute lifesaver for me, and I've made friends for life.
yeah. It's great when you can find a place that you find safe and you a place you want to
Definitely,
be.
mate.
I find today that there's not many communities out there that take the responsibilities like they should. Like, there's so many people that get hurt and stuff, and I know like you can't have a safety net there all the time, but at the same thing, it's a community. You're meant to be delivering a service to people that that they can enjoy gaming without having any spammers and people trying to upset people. If your mods and things are not dealing with the trouble, then there's something wrong there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely. Well, at the end of the day, it is the internet, isn't it? There's a lot of
Yeah,
hate across the internet, so
exactly.
it's
Yep.
you can't stop it, but all you can do is try and control it, and that's what you've done, and you've built a great community, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this big to the start. I didn't think it would ever be at this scale, so it's a bit of a shock how far it's grown. But end of the day, you know, we always think step at a time and see where it goes.
Well,
And
exactly, but yeah, the things that the people that you've brought together from obviously like Ireland, all parts of England, even from over to Norway. There's loads of people in this community now that are just jumping in, playing games together, man, and yeah, it's just mint, mate. To be honest, I'm excited to come onto it and jump on my game and just see who's online, all the events that get running on AFA and stuff. It's mint, and obviously being involved, like you said, being the captain of the esports team is a really big thing for me as well. Obviously the love for Call of Duty that I've had for many many years and stuff, and it's nice to
yeah,
show my skill off a little bit as well.
that's it. Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, you've picked up captain role, which we'll get into at a later stage. But you know,
Yeah, interesting, interesting.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, gaming for you, like you say, you've hit the nail on the head. Really, you've took it with two, grabbed it by the horns and gone with it. And like the way you are with Call of Duty now, you seen a different person, to be honest. Like when I first saw you coming in AFA, you was unsure if he was going to be that good, and now you're just really confident with your abilities. And that's what we like try and bring out in people. Do you know what I mean? Like, so people can
Yeah,
actually be
definitely.
comfortable playing a game. I don't want them to feel like when they play a game that they're vulnerable and they feel like they're weak and stuff. Like they should feel really confident about their skills. You know?
That's the community that comes together, though, isn't it? Obviously, there's
Yep.
there's people. really want to be good at Call of Duty and stuff like that. And all it does is take a little bit of training. And obviously, if you have people that are that little bit better than you on Call of Duty, then they can teach you some things. And that's what's been happening inside of this community, man. We spent a lot of nights together, doing a lot of training together, and like loads of people inside the clan as well have got so much better at even like ranked.
Yeah.
Um, Even jumping into like a game of eights and stuff like the pros do and stuff. They're really enjoying it. And it's just, yeah, it's just watching that. Like, I feel really good about it because it's people have come into it and they don't feel like they're that good, and then they have that little bit of like, well, how about you try this, and then they start trying stuff like that, and then they get better, and then they're like saying thank you to you, and they appreciate your time and stuff, and it's really wholesome, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like the way that we adapt and bring people in and we can transform them in a way to enhance those skills, what they did have to make them better. I think we've done. I mean, I'm not saying any names at this specific time, but I can name quite a few on my hand that we've helped that have done so
Yeah.
well. Um, you
Oh yeah,
know,
definitely.
so that is something that we hold and cherish in AFA. That if anybody has any skills and they want to develop them further, we can actually help them with that. That
Yeah,
is
and
it.
it's not just Call of Duty, but like
Yeah,
Call of Duty side either. There's so many different games that are involved that like it's the same thing for me. Like if somebody turns around and says, oh, how about we try and go on this game? And
yeah,
I'm not as good as it as I thought it was going to be, or something like that. Then there's obviously people inside of the community that can help you with that and stuff. And that's what's really good about AFA is the fact that if you go onto a game and you're brand new on that game, within a couple of times of playing with other people and stuff, you build that understanding. And it's not the same as when you're on your own and you go onto a game, because I know for a fact that anybody that goes on a new game and they're on their own, if they're not streaming or they're just playing it on their own, within 40 minutes they're bored. So if you're playing with a community and other people in there and you're having a bit of a laugh and stuff, it just makes that game a lot better as well. So I think like communities like AFA help build a game and help grow a game as well.
yeah. I like I say, I have to agree with you again. There, you hit nail on the head because you know there's so many people out there that search for a community, and when they see what we offer, and like you said, there's so many people that have progressed in AFA. It's amazing to see, and also it's a big for you as well. Being a coach of Call of Duty, and even other games, people have learnt from it. It's a massive boost for everything. It makes them want to get involved more, makes them want to talk more, and then obviously people start to talk about it, and that's what we want. That's what we want. We want
Definitely.
people coming
Like
out.
like you said, not mentioning any names, but like people that first come into AFA, including myself, I was quite
Yeah,
quiet. I didn't know what I was coming into. And then you start getting to know people like they're your friends, like they live next door. Do you know what I mean? And then you start joining into comms more often. You get more of a confidence boost by speaking to people inside, and then that's it. From then, you're just flying from then. Do you know what I mean?
that's it. So moving on a little bit. So what was your
Yeah.
first? Did you say what game you first started playing?
So first games that I started, the two first games I started playing was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare back in
Yeah,
2007, I think, if I'm correct. I think it was 2007 it was released, and Halo 3 as well, which I think was around the same time.
yeah, good
That's when I
games.
first got introduced to Xbox Live. I didn't
Yeah,
have Xbox Live at first. It was only my friend that had it, and then as soon as I started playing it at his house, I just got addicted straight away. And I was like, right, I need to start getting my own little setup. I already had an Xbox, but back in that time, you didn't really have much of Xbox Live. It
no,
was only like certain people that actually had it, and then obviously as soon as I started getting Xbox Live, that's when it started blowing up massively.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so it
But
was
it,
just like everybody from school playing it, and like you jumping into games together and stuff, and it was really cool, man.
yeah, it's a case of just getting your mates around and seeing who was at the best, wasn't it? And then
Yeah,
if
well
it,
that's it.
if
You
it-
got
if you weren't
we
very
used to
good,
get
that's it. Get out the way.
But we used to do it. We used to take TVs, we used to take our Xboxes, and we used to go into my mate's house, and like his mum would walk in and be like, "What the hell is going on here?" There'd be like 25 extension leads. There'd be like 16 Xboxes and like 16 TVs and just loads of lads in there, and it smelled like the bottom of a shoe.
Oh wow, dreading the electric bill, dreading it.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. It wasn't my house.
Probably. Did you go on for long hours as well though?
Oh, mate, like 12, 13, 14 hours, man. If it was a weekend, like it would just be like 2 liter bottles of Fanta, Diet Coke, just yeah, man, just pizzas everywhere. And at the end of the day, that's kind of a childhood that was brilliant, to be honest. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, mate, they were the
I
days.
really enjoy. Oh, tell me about it, man. Just no worries, no stress, none of this bills paying or anything. It was just what time I'm going to be going on my Xbox tonight and who am I going to be linking up with. Do you know what I mean? Those are the best times, to be honest, for me.
Okay, so here's a bit of a question for you. Do you
Okay.
prefer like years ago we never used to have updates for games. We used to just play it, and if there was a problem with
Yeah.
it, that was it. And now we just get updates constantly. And I know that it
Yeah.
does actually correct some stuff. But what do you prefer? No updates, having it raw, or do you prefer having the updates?
I'm kind of dipping my toe between both of them, to be honest, mate. Like
Yeah,
back in like Modern Warfare 2 days when you used to have the glitches, used to have the elevators, used to have all these different glitches that they had, and they never updated it, and
yeah,
it was just something that you could go into a private match with your mates, and you can just start doing loads of glitches and have a bit of a laugh and stuff. But then on the other side of it, more to the modern side of it with updates and stuff, I think it's better. Obviously, with the cheating side, based it
yeah.
off Call of Duty again. Obviously, Call of Duty hasn't got the best cheats, anti-cheat, has it? So
No, no.
I think the big build up to the new, like all new updates are good because there's loads of bugs and there's loads of things that make the game crap and do you know what I mean? And then they do the updates and it makes it better. But to be honest, I think the games that were run in the past were run a lot better than the games that are on now. I think
Yeah,
personally,
I think
there was no bugs, there was nothing that you worried about, and there was nothing like, do you know what I mean? It just
yeah,
ran better. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just me or
I think I think the factor was that most of it was offline when it you didn't get online straight away till a later period. So you like the games like you was getting like Crash Bandicoot, Fighting
yeah.
Force, Die Hard, all the old classics, Tomb
Oh
Raider,
yeah,
things like that, and Rayman, and it was all offline. The PlayStation 2.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly,
you know,
exactly, yeah, yeah.
you wouldn't have internet. Do you know what I mean? And like you
No,
might be able to connect it up to download something or whatever, like a DLC maybe, but there wasn't that feature to play online with people. You had to play like with friends in the community. Like
yeah.
you like in your where you live. You know,
But
uh,
it'll be local, wouldn't it? Like you'd have to
yeah.
have your friends round and like 4 controllers and play on the same console. There was no such thing as
Oh.
online. You're making me feel old talking like this now, Si, to be honest. But
I know it seems like ages ago now, don't it? Really.
oh mate, I'm getting grey thinking about it, to be honest. Crazy, isn't it?
The split screen was the worst, like, because you can't really you can't really play split
You
screen.
saw some videos of some guys that had like a piece of cardboard in between their TV, and some guy had their head underneath the cardboard to play the
Yeah,
bottom of the screen, so there was no screen watching going on.
I know it's
There was some serious extremes people went to avoid screen
yeah.
watching and stuff, man. It's
Oh,
brilliant.
that's brilliant, mate. Honestly, them were the days where you could just flick and see where he was.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Stupid.
literally just look at the bottom of your screen and just follow where they're going.
It's mad. Really,
Oh,
really
brilliant.
mad. I think it was fun though that it's progressed this far. Like, wow, just amazing.
It's mental to see what like in 10 years time it's going to be as well, isn't it? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
this
Like
is it.
obviously with the likes of VR and everything else that's coming out as well, it's going to be absolute and stuff that the people that some of like the Chinese have got like some of their gaming stations and stuff are absolutely crazy.
I know.
Some videos that I've seen are just mental.
Some of the stuff they're bringing out as well, game wise. That I know that we don't actually cover a lot, but
Yeah.
freaking hell, that I'm not joking. Some of these games that they've brought out that are like ninjas and stuff like that, and
Mm.
these explorer style ones that they've got, the fighting ones. There's so many, and like they're some are cartoony, some are anime, and it's so crazy to see how popular they are. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
well
blink. I
that's
probably
it,
wouldn't
yeah.
blink and pick them up, but they're very, very popular. And
Yeah, definitely.
it. I think they still is an essence of that retro style in Japan and China because they always bring out the anime and stuff, and it is so popular.
And anime, don't they? They absolutely love it. I think it's a thing over there, isn't it? Definitely.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, look at Airbender, absolutely amazing. You
Well,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Crazy, but it's yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Honestly, just how in 10 years' time it's like gaming's gonna be like when my kids, or should I say the youth of AFA, when they grow up and they come into gaming and stuff, it's gonna be amazing to see what it's like then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. So the question now is, so where did you start when you started gaming before you came
Yeah.
to AFA? Had you been in any other clans? Had you like been any groups or anything? And
Little things, not like nothing like that was actually cemented. It was all just
yeah,
basically like a couple of lads from school who would just
yeah,
change their clan tag to all the same thing and then run a game together and stuff like that. That's all it was really back then. There wasn't really much of a way of joining a certain clan, and obviously
yeah.
like it is now, like you've got Discord linked to Xbox, so I can link up with people from PC and PlayStation. So I think that's a massive game changer as well. But yeah, back in the day, it was more just chuck your clan tag as the same as mine, and let's run some games together. That's all it was really.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like now, and it really, there's not
Yeah, yeah,
like with Modern Warfare 3, they had the bit where you could have your own clan. I thought that was a nice, tidy little interface that you could have all your clan in one. But with
yeah,
with
yeah,
with it with this one, it's the Black Ops. They've gone back to old school where you just put your tag in. But yeah, it has evolved and moved on quite a lot, really. I mean, scary to see, but also good in a way. Um, I'm interested to see how the next Call of Duty game comes out. Because I hate having it to be a copy and paste. I like to see
yeah.
something different. I mean, there's maps out there that we haven't seen, and they're still in the dark ages and not brought them back out. Like we got Creek, Overgrown. You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah,
just
well,
too
that's
off
it.
my head. There's
Well,
loads.
you got. I just all the COD 4 maps, to be honest, mate. Like Bog, you've got
Yeah,
Crash. As you said, Overgrown. That was an absolute banger of a map. But the thing is, like you just said, though, the thing is with change, there's only so much you can do inside of a game. That's why so many streamers have said Call of Duty is falling off because they're having to bring back old maps to keep Call of Duty alive. Like they can't come out with something new
yeah.
and it be as good as it was 10 years ago, man. Because it's never going to happen. Like as much as they want to try and do it, it's never going to be the same.
They,
It's never going to have that same community.
Well, I was talking about this last night actually with a few of the lads, and I think that if they went down the route of Halo, like they did with Forge, where you could make your own maps, so the community
Yeah,
could actually create them, and then basically they would test them, and then if they're any good, they would might get spotlighted to be in like the circle of the maps, like they'd pick for the
yeah,
month. So they might
yeah,
pick
yeah, yeah.
they might pick 4 or 5 out of that that'll get circulated that you get to play on. You know, maybe, eventually one might get picked for ranked. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think even if it was just the pros that did it, do you know what I mean? That could create them. At least it would be something. I really think that the problem we have right now, we've got people that are making the maps, and they're not the pros that are making them. They're just playing them. That's what I feel.
You do get some odd ones that are like some people have like devoted like
Yeah,
stupid amount of time into, and they're just unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? But there's not that many out. As you said, people like random people can just jump in, say on Halo, like you said, and just make a map, and it is just not as good. You're jumping in it, and you're like, who the
yeah,
hell made this? You know what I mean? It might as well just be a stick man on a drawing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what
yeah.
is this?
But yeah, I think that Halos took a leap ahead there with that because the community can actually is it actually more incorporated, and they can actually put stuff into the community to do. You can actually change your colours as well of your Spartan and stuff like that. So if you're
Yeah,
looking at,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? So you can actually be a bit more yourself. Um,
Imagine if they had that in Call of Duty, though. Imagine if you could build your own maps in Call of Duty. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I think if they don't bring it in soon, the player base will drop off because they just
Yeah,
don't want to see with the way that the Battlefield's coming out and Delta Force is actually making waves, it's going to be coming to a console. As soon as that starts to adapt into the actual consoles and make it more fine tuned, Delta Force is in the early days and it's a free game right now. You don't have to pay anything.
yeah.
You
I'm
know,
itching to play it, man. I'm really itching to
and
play it.
And the thing is, you got to when you look at things like that, you got to think, well, this could be the next Call of Duty game that we actually get
Yeah,
that's more realistic. The shots are realistic. You only have to get hit once with a sniper and you're dead. You know,
yeah,
obviously you can get it in the chest and stuff, but usually if they hit you pretty hard, or like above the neck or whatever, or chest, you're dead. So
yeah. Like you said, just realistic, isn't it? But the thing
it
is, they've got to start changing some things up inside of Call of Duty as well, because at the end of the day, it's just going to be like like the FIFA games and stuff like
yep,
that. It's just going to be another game, another title, but the same crap. Do you know what I mean? That's all it's going to be. I
yeah,
think what they've done with Black Ops 6 this year has been really good, introducing the Omni movement. I think the Omni movement is really, really good inside of Call of Duty. I'm really enjoying it. And I've heard that they're going to keep the Omni movement in for the next Call of Duty, and I've heard that there is going to be wall riding like the old Black Opses in the
oh,
new
that'll be
one. So I
good.
don't, yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because it's just going to be absolute sweats doing 720s and headshotting me straight in the forehead. But um, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm always excited for a new Call of Duty title. I think it kind of goes to it gets to like August or something like that, and it's like 2 months away, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. And the day it comes out, I buy it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm the same. Like you think I'll hold out. I'll wait for the reviews, but you know you're going to get it anyway. So you might as well just go and just take
Yeah,
that plunge and do it. So I was like,
just
oh
bite the
well.
bullet and just go for it. Exactly. Yeah.
It's end of the day, if you're late to the party, then you're just catching up with everybody else, aren't you? So,
Yeah, definitely. That's it.
so yeah, I totally get where you're going with that, and I agree. That there has to be a change. If we'll see it, I don't know, but I know that there's a lot of work that goes into these games, and I just wish that they listened a bit more. I know they say they do listen, but I don't think they do. They just do it their own way, and if you don't like it, don't play it. Like you know,
There's
it,
too many voices over the internet, isn't there? And if they listen to everybody, Call of Duty would be absolute shambles, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got a voice at the end of the day, and I think having
the
too many voices, they kind of just turned around and thought, you know what, we're going to do our thing. I don't want to hear the community talking about it anymore. I'm just going to do it how we want to do it, type thing.
The one thing that annoys me is they listen to the pros too much. Yeah, a lot of these pros
Oh
just,
yeah, don't get me started on that, honestly.
but a lot of these pros are actually pulling the strings. A few of them are actually just up and left and not actually played the game. Do you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
like, what about all the actual people, the thousands and millions that actually play it? Why don't we get a vote into this and a say? Do you know what I mean? Like we're the ones that are spending the money
exactly.
that are playing it. They get it for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
They
because they're the pro people, they shouldn't really get a say on what everyone else should be doing. I think that's
you know,
a bit
I
over the edge.
Like, end of the day, all these people are paid like ultimate editions and stuff. They get it for free because on their label, they get the game given for free because they're playing for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they're on money. Do you know what I mean? They're on good money for playing and practicing. So
yeah.
it's just nuts, really, when you think about it, that they get to have all these decisions. But
They just get it on a silver spoon at the end of the day, don't they? So
at the end of the day, you just got to bite your lip and say, end of the day, it is what it is. We can't change it as much as we don't like it. That's the way they've
we
made
can
it.
do it. No, we're just monkeys in the system playing it, to be honest, aren't we? So
Well, that's it. Long as people buy in it and keep playing it, it's always going to be around. If people actually stood up and said, "No, I'm not buying it until things actually change," then it might work. But you're always going to get that massive selection that go and buy it. So
yeah,
unfortunately,
exactly.
hard. It's hard. It's very hard. So, so you joined AFA and you had a look around in the server and stuff and met a few people. So, what was your first impressions? What did you think when you first joined? I mean, you went on the website, you had apply and stuff like that.
Yeah, so obviously I applied. Well, obviously, first of all, it was obviously me and you started messaging on
Yeah,
Facebook first, didn't we?
yeah, that was right. Yeah,
Um, and then I saw that you had built, like you mentioned, that you built a clan and stuff like that. And then, funnily enough, it was just I was being a bit of a snoop, really, going through your social media, having a look at your photos, and then I saw a Shrewsbury t-shirt, and I was
yeah,
like, ah, no way, we're actually from the same area.
yeah,
Um, so I think that kind of drew me towards the clan a little bit more as well, having a bit of a local person inside. So it wasn't just somebody in the middle of nowhere that I just found or something like that. But that kind of brought me into the clan. Obviously, my first memory of AFA is me and you chatting over Facebook, really, and then obviously I joined the Discord. I didn't have the first clue of what I was doing.
Yeah.
I think I absolutely spammed your inbox about basically just saying "help me" in capital letters because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But I kind of got the grip of it pretty quickly. Like I like the way that you didn't just go, you need to do this or you need to do that. You kind of just said, right, just have a little look through, see what you can do, and just figure it out on your own type thing. And that's what I did, really. So
Yeah, the thing is with Discord, it's either you like it or you don't, and it's one of those like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. And a lot of people do hate Discord, and the people won't join for that reason. But
yeah,
the problem we have is the Discord is so clever in the way you can have topics and different channels, and you got the comms to talk to people. Whereas if you're not on Discord, you're cutting a lot of that out. And
yeah,
you can't do that with a Facebook group, Facebook Messenger, you
no,
know.
exactly.
So, you know, you're going down a more of a harsher route that way. And there's quite a few clans that have actually don't use Discord, which they find it very difficult because they have to rely on Xbox parties, and they don't get any like bridge between the two consoles now. They don't get
No,
any,
well, that's
that
That's the good thing about it though. At the end of the day, with Discord, is because it brings different platforms together. Like it brings
yeah,
PlayStation over. Like I remember when Discord was first announced on Xbox, and I thought, oh, that's brilliant because I've got a lot of PC friends that play, and we haven't ever linked up. Or the only way we could speak was in game chat or anything like that if we played on any game.
yeah.
So I think Discord was a massive thing to actually add some people up on Discord, and you can join a Discord call. I've done that myself. A couple of lads from work jumped in a Discord call and we sat and played. Even just had a couple of beers and just had a little chat and stuff. And I think that's what Discord's about really. Is just bringing different platforms together and obviously finding clans as well, which has been really good as well. So yeah,
Yeah, like so when you first joined and you had a look around and everything, what did you actually think of the website? Because a lot of people say to me, "Oh, I haven't got to go on a website to fill something out, have I?" I always get this. In the previous, I spoke with Dilser about it and Niall, and a couple of the lads in AFA. They said that this is the way it's going. You have an application process. If you are a more professional group, like if it's a dog shit end fucking group, and there's fucking just anybody's doing anything sort of group, and it's not very organized, you're not going to get an application.
no,
So
exactly. And I think the way that it's run through the website, I think is brilliant because at the end of the day, you can't just have someone random that's jumping into the clan. Obviously, from your side, if someone's filling in an application, you kind of get an insight on who they are and what they're about before they're even getting clan side. So I think that's an absolute perfect way to do it because you don't just want anybody joining randomly because they could be absolute weirdos or do you know what I mean? You don't know who you're going to get into the clan. So I think jumping on the website and obviously filling out that little bit of a form and stuff, it gives the clan that opportunity to understand what they're about before they get a clan side, should be how it's done. And obviously, as you just said, it's the new generation of way to do things. Really, obviously, this is the first clan that I've been in since I was in a clan with my friends and we were playing semi-pro COD years and years ago. So yeah, I think the way that it's done is absolutely brilliant. To be fair, mate, and you've done a cracking job with it. So
appreciate it, mate. And yeah, so going on to the application process, I'll tell you a little story actually. There's quite a few clans that don't do it, and most of them are some of them are American and some of them are UK, but they have this open idea that they want to have a link where they can just spam that link out to everybody, and they all join. So they say that their community is very safe. They say that it's all inclusive and it's this good and that good. They offer pretty much free graphics and everything else,
yeah,
right? So I thought, hey, okay. So anybody can click this link, right? Anybody can get into their server, and there's been a few times where people have gone into these servers and they've turned them over and got rid of people out of there. They've spammed them, scammed, hacked. So many things have happened in these servers because they don't have the security of who's coming in. And I know that I know that there isn't a process with like like honestly, I'm in the Manchester United Discord. Don't know fucking know why because they're not very good. They're playing tonight, so I don't know. That says a
I'm not
lot.
going to
Don't
say anything about that side, to be honest.
so and like they don't have no security in there, so you know. But like they've got actual people that actually chuck people out in there and stuff. But on these actual clans and stuff, do you really expect a 20-year-old lad or female to be sat going through thousands of people, not getting paid, to be chucking people out, and that like there's no like betting. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't know who these people are. Like you could be
No, you're
having
just sending out random links to whoever you want. Is just crazy, and it absolutely mental. You don't know you're going to get some absolutely strange people in there. Just
yeah.
yeah, just it's just yeah. I couldn't even think about it, to be honest, mate. It's horrible, to be honest. How can people run something like that? It's crazy.
I mean, we've had some bad apples in AFA, and obviously you get them. It's a community. You get bad apples, you get good apples. It's the way it goes. And like
Yeah.
we had a real tough case that we had to really investigate on. Um, I'll say I'm not going to say exactly what happened because it's classified. But basically, this person did some bad stuff in AFA, and we had to really do a big investigation. There was me, Hyde, Orange, and a few others that were in there. We had a massive investigation on this, and we had to ask a lot of people's inputs. I think it was before Radders joined us, and this dude was in Texas, and he was doing some stuff that he shouldn't have been, and we had to remove him. And as you know, we have this clan union where we can post stuff out about these members that are toxic, and they,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so basically they don't go to other places, but there's only certain clans in this union, um, so they don't pick up these bad players. But these other clans, they don't do these checks. They don't ask them before, and like it's very hard to know these people unless people actually report it as well. And
Yeah, exactly.
this guy has now gone to another clan, and
Okay.
he's doing the exactly the same there.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it came out actually the other day that he'd been arrested, um,
No way.
and that that actual group that had him in, they're actually like kind of blacklisted now. Not many people join them. And I won't say who they are, obviously, because I want to be professional. I don't like to downbeat clans, and it was unfortunate for them, and it's a learning curve that they're going to have to learn themselves, you know. And I find that if they did it a different way, they wouldn't have that issue. So I genuinely think that this application process is a genius idea.
Definitely.
As much as people don't like doing it, protects everybody, but for yourself. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and like
It protects everyone clan side, and that's the whole point about it. It's you do the application like I said
yeah,
before, so you can get a bit of an insight on who they are, what they're about, and stuff. And it just works. It just works. Like you said, you don't want just anybody random
no.
join in that's just gonna cause some stuff like that guy from Texas you just mentioned did.
Yeah, yeah, it's just awful,
He
mate.
could shoot the whole clan down. What one person could shoot a whole clan down just from being an absolute weirdo. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it was mad. Like,
you don't want.
yeah, it's just crazy. Like the information that you have to take in and do, it was horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, if we needed to, we could have passed the information on to the police or whoever was dealing with it because we had info. Do you know what I mean? And like,
yeah,
and like, a lot of these clans are run by kids. A lot of these communities are run by kids, and it's all right saying, "Oh, I'm going to join another clan," but it it's always good looking at a picture that's been really done well, that's been AI'd or whatever now, and they think,
yeah. It's
oh,
crazy.
like even a little kid can put in little information, and AI will do a little sheet for you for promotion, so you don't haven't got to think of the word. So you basically he's just computerized everything, and you know just to fish people in, and like. he's just catfishing all these people jumping into clans, and this guy's like probably about what 19 years old. You know, and if you actually spoke to him and asked him about any like clan stuff that they do, he wouldn't know what to talk about because he's all done it through AI and he hasn't had the experience. And like
Yeah, exactly.
a lot of these people look at these clans and they go off and join them. They
Yeah,
don't look at the clans that are actually established. Like there's a few clans out there now that are they're actually really good clans, including ourselves, you know, obviously. But yeah, it's just weird how people operate and they pick the wrong ones, you know. And I think that people need to take more time when they're looking for a clan to to find that home. Otherwise, they could find themselves in that position, being a target, or you know, finding
mate.
themselves somewhere they don't want to be.
Exactly, and that's why I was quite lucky to stumble across you on. Obviously, I think it was like a Call of Duty Black Ops 6 group, wasn't it, or something like that.
It
I'm not
was,
sure if
yeah.
it was one that you made. Was it made, or was it just a community that was found and you had joined it as well?
Well, this is the other thing with AFA. We're growing groups on Facebook and on other websites as well,
Yeah,
and platforms. So we can actually recruit as well. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
we're actually going through a lot of the process of bringing people in for various games. So we decided, do you know what? We need to get the bull by the horns here, not by the tail. So what we're going to do
Yeah,
is we're going to make these groups and build them up so people can join them, and then we can bring them into AFA if they want to come in. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah. That's a good way of doing it.
a lot of these groups now they're run by third parties, and some of them have clans themselves. And like, if you put a post out, and it's only got to, you only could be asking like, I want to team up with somebody. They think you're poaching already, you know, and they stop you from posting, or they put submit only on, and like there's groups out I'm in, and honestly, the admin is not even in there and won't let people post in. There's obviously like over 4K in there. Do you know what I mean? And the admin don't let you post. Crazy.
It's not arse, like, yeah.
Yeah, he's not bothered. He made the group and he's just gone off like gone off to a beach or something, having fucking pina colada. You know what I mean? Dancing with a load of women. Never don't give a fuck about his group. You know what I mean? There's 2K there. I want to post their shit. You know, fucking.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck it, I'm off. See you later.
They don't care. You
Yeah,
know,
that's it. And if you don't care, it's not going to be a good community at the end of the day, isn't it?
that's it. I don't believe it. Do you know what I mean? He's there sunning himself and fucking off in Florida or something. Crazy. But yeah, it's great. Can't believe it, can you? You know, like fucking 2K here trying to promote their clan. So
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, it's good that we have that we can bring people in. Good to have people in the chat as well. I just want to say we appreciate you being here. I know we're just having a bit of a chit chat and that. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. We've had some real serious stuff go on in AFA. Um, so you know, we've been building a team, haven't we, for Call of Duty for some time. You know, we've had obviously Tism and Cal, really great guys, as I've said before, awesome chaps. They moved on to do their thing. They help out us when we need them and stuff. But we needed to build a team, and
Yeah,
you brought somebody into the clan, didn't you? And it
I did. Yes.
started to go quite well, didn't it? So it actually
It went
really,
really well.
I
It
think,
went really well. So obviously, when the trials originally happened,
yeah.
I think I wasn't available.
You
I
cut
think I
out
was
then.
working. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So when I was actually going for the trials, you sent me a message to say when the trials would be, but I
Yeah,
was actually working. And then yeah, obviously I brought Sam in because me and Sam had played MW3. We were up into Diamond in ranked.
that's right. Yeah,
And then obviously when Black Ops 6 was just coming out. I understood. Obviously, I joined the clan. You were trialing. I couldn't make it, and I was like, do you know what? I'll get hold of Sam, see if I can get him in, see if I can get him trialing. And I watched the 2v2s on your Twitch.
yeah.
Um, and he did. He did really well. He did really well. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you know, he was a great player. It was a shame that how things turned out and the events that went on, but we'll get to that in a bit. But he was a very good player. The way he conducted himself in the games, and you know, he had a lot of map knowledge. You know what I mean? Fantastic. You know, a
Yeah, he
player.
just he watched a lot of CDL, and that's one thing. If you could bring that into your game from watching the pros play and stuff like that, and understanding how they play and stuff, it can change your game completely. And he had a really good understanding about that. And
Yeah,
he did help me out. He helped me out with it as well. Like I'd say, I was pretty mediocre at it. Like I was only like platinum 3, diamond 1 in MW3. So um, I still had a lot to learn and stuff as well. We just helped each other out really, but we both had a very similar play style. So there was many times when we'd go onto a map of search and destroy, and we'd both run in the same direction, and we wouldn't even talk. We just knew where we were going to be, where we were going to be at. We just clicked. We were just a really good duo inside of the game together, man.
yeah, yeah. It's good when you meet players and you can have that bond like that, and the partnership. Not many players today actually work together as a team. It's rare you get that. You know,
Yeah, but it's all just from joining a rank game, and then all of a sudden they had a mic. So I started chatting to them, and then it just went from there. Really, I've got a few other people that I play with still as well that I've just met in a game. And it just yeah, you just grow from that. At the end of the day, if you play ranked without a microphone, then you might as well just sit there and stare at the wall. It's
yeah, it's
pointless,
it's
I think,
just
really.
silly. I don't get how people can play a game without communication. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't get it
It,
either. It
it's
fries my head as well.
it's that bad enough that there's not set servers for certain like Europe and stuff like that because it it should be set like that. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be playing against other people from America in a sense if because of pings and stuff. But
Yeah,
it happens. It happens. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, it does.
and also the language barrier as well. So if I wanted to like, there should be set servers where people speak English and other languages. So if someone doesn't speak English, say they're living in the UK and they don't speak very good English, you know, um, they might want to play with people that are French or whatever. They should have that option so they could go into that server and speak that language so they can have teammates. And I think the
Yeah,
problem that
exactly.
the problem we have with there's so many languages out there, and you get French guy
Especially
come
with
in, yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, especially when it's European servers, man. You get a lot of French. I've had a few Spanish guys,
yep,
and you're trying to they're like, "Oh, Francais," and I'm like, "No, English." Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what do I do from here now? How do I tell you that they're on B?
yeah. It's like Google Translate, and you can't do it quick enough. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
No.
and then they ask you questions, and you're like, "What did he say?" And you just lose
Yeah.
track.
Mm.
I'm so glad that the English level has become a very like, uh, yeah, I suppose you could say,
It's a very common language at the end
yeah,
of the
yeah,
day.
it's
Personally, for me, even with my
worldwide.
work as well, we have a lot of Eastern Europeans that come to my work and stuff like that to work, and it's just like even that we have like a lot of Polish, we have a lot of Bulgarians, and the way they communicate with each other is English. Do you know what I mean? So it's crazy how it's just become one of the common languages around everywhere, to be honest. And
Yeah, well,
it's like most people that are, as we say, foreign, that come and play with a lot of English people, they learn the English so they can play it. I know a lot of people that have learned English just so they can communicate on games. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get you. Yeah, like it's worldwide now. Anyway, English is.
Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
having a chat with my missus about it, and like people now, they're all like speak English in most countries now because it's the main like bridge
It is. Yeah.
to get to speak to people.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I've been to places abroad, and it was years ago, and a lot of people didn't speak English there, and I felt that there was a massive gap. But I think the way the world's going, more people are starting to speak English, which is good to see, really, because then it helps me being English, but also I feel that we should try and learn their language as well. To be fair, it's like they could say something behind your back and you wouldn't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? So
Exactly. And like going back to like my work again, do you know what I mean? I started working downstairs, and I think I was the only English guy working downstairs, and it felt like I was working in a foreign country, but started learning like little bits of their language and most of them were swear words, but it just
yeah,
makes your work life a bit more fucking funny. Do you know what I mean? You just start swearing at people
that's
in a
it. Yeah,
different language, and they just start laughing at you because they just think it's funny that we try and do you know what I mean? So, but
yeah,
I think
that's
that,
it.
as I said, the way the world's going and the way this government's going at the moment, man, we're having loads of different nationalities and stuff coming into the country. So I said, I don't get me wrong, I'd absolutely love to learn all the but
Yeah, yeah.
it just takes time, doesn't it? At the end of the day,
That's
like you
it. Yeah,
said, somebody could talk shit behind your back, and you just turn around and start speaking in their language, and they're shocked.
yeah, yeah.
You're
That's
like, yeah,
it.
don't try it. Do you know what I mean? I know your language. I love
Yeah,
that. Like sometimes there's a conversation going on, and I just love to have like
yeah.
a translator going on in my head, so I just know what they're saying. Do you know what I mean? It's just
That's it.
interesting, isn't it?
It would be good. I mean, it's probably going to come at some stage. You'll be able to wear like some type of like device, and you'll be able to
There is
translate.
already. There is already. There's been like earphones that have been released. So when somebody
Yeah.
talks in a different language, it's translated through your earphone into your ear, so you can
Oh
understand what they're
wow,
saying.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good,
it's
man.
crazy.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
cool. I've seen a few videos on it. To be fair, I don't think it's been like thoroughly released yet, but I've seen videos on it, and it's pretty cool.
That's it. Just get them now. Just go and walk in a crowd at speaking foreign language just to listen
Yeah,
in.
just go abroad and just take an earphone with you and your sound like.
That's it. It's sorted. That's awesome. So yeah, we're talking about your friends that you brought in, but
Yeah.
unfortunately for you, your friendship didn't stick, did it? Unfortunately,
No, it ended. It ended very rough, to be honest.
and
Um,
I've been there
yeah,
myself, so I can be there to understand it. It's not an easy
no,
ship that sails, is it?
no, it was horrible to be honest because like we were mates, we were video calling, even though we were actually planning on meeting and stuff like that, going for a few beers and stuff like that, and then we were doing really well inside of the trials team. We actually had the team together, like it was me, Sam, Leighton, S. And we built quite a good team, and we were undefeated inside of the league. And then as soon as like the XP League got mentioned, Sam just decided to start getting really big headed. And then actually messaged me and S and stuff like that off the team, basically saying that we weren't good enough to go with them to the XP League. And you know what? Like I was took back by it, and I was just like, you know what? Okay, fair enough. That's absolutely fine with me. I'm happy where I am. Um, Obviously, everyone's got a lot of time for learning, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to learn a bit more, but then it kind of got to his head a little bit too much, and he just started turning into a inconsiderate prick, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um, he started speaking like down on me, even though we both played the same game for years. We were both at the same level. And he got this little inkling, and he almost thought that he was Shotsy. He always thought he was Dashy. Do you know what I mean? And he thought he was going to be shooting up. He was going to play in LAN. And I kind of messaged him and was just like, yeah, like how come like this has come to light, and why am I all of a
yeah,
sudden just being dropped? Um, and then
and
yeah, that was it. That was when the messages started flowing, and he was basically saying that I was dog shit, and that now he's not involved with the team anymore. Everyone's gonna see now how shit I am, and yeah, it got to me a little bit, to be fair. And I remember speaking to a couple of people in AFA, and I remember actually having tears coming from my eyes because I was that physically angry that I could have happily got in my car, drove down to him, and gone absolutely mad at him. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah,
was physically in tears because I was that angry about it. That somebody that I was so close to for so many years has just got that big headed that he's just completely turned on everyone else. And it's not just me. Like even with S as well. Like he played with S for a few years. And he did exactly the same with S, and S turned around and messaged me and was like, "Who is this person? Like why is he all of a sudden started speaking to us like this? Like we're bronzes and he's in diamonds, and do you know what I mean? It was a bit like it took me back a little bit, um, and it affected me in the real world as a little bit, man. It like I wanted to message him and just say like what was going on, but it was kind of just left at like don't bother speaking to me again. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it was. So yeah, man, it was a bit difficult, and it was a difficult time for me because obviously I got voted to be captain of the team then. So I was like my heart was racing. I felt pressured that I was now in charge of a team, and I needed to try and get team members in, and ended up changing the team a few times. And yeah, absolute roller coaster, to be fair, mate.
yeah,
But yeah, it all started from that friendship with Sam, man. And it's sad the way it ended. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a really good lad, but at the end of the day, you see people's true colours when they start seeing a little bit of power going to their head. You start seeing their true colours, and he was a piece of shit, to be honest. So yeah, it is
It's
what it is. To be
yeah.
truthful, do you know what I mean?
No, that's it. That's what it's about. Like I say, it's this podcast is about being exposed, and
Yeah, too right.
the truth has to come out. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's the right or the wrong, do you know what I mean? We have to hear it, here, and this is why we have you on. You're the captain, and you're
Yeah,
a captain for a reason now. And a lot of people need to understand that you're a captain and you've earned your spot. Because I can speak this. I think that you've developed really well in the AFA to become in a position where you are. I don't think you're shit
yeah,
at all. I never even once said you was. I don't think anybody is, at at a certain point. I think all I would say is that you're kind of like in a parking spot and you've parked there in your car, and until you start to get out that space and start moving, you're not going to find that destination where you really need to be. And that's what I think.
exactly.
I think that's what happened. I think you got too settled in that parking space, and you never got to adventure out that far because you were kind of relying on Sam a bit. And now
I
you
was,
are,
mate. Yeah, I was a bit of a sheep. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of just followed what he did, and like I
yeah,
remember, even being brutally honest with you now, I remember when he turned around. Look, I'm gonna leave AFA. I'm gonna build my own team. And at that time, I
yeah.
wasn't really in AFA that much, and I was like, do you know what? If that's what you want to do, I'll come with you. Do you know what I mean? In a heartbeat. Um,
But when
and
you
then
get,
obviously,
but when you get spoken to like dirt, that
oh no, but it wasn't even that. I started seeing his true colours, mate, and I was like, do you know what?
yeah,
I remember him messaging me and saying, "But you're too involved with AFA. You're not going to want to leave and stuff like that." And then that's when I actually thought, and I thought, you know what? No, because I built such a good friends inside of this community. Um, Having good nights with people, like obviously with the message when he said I
yeah,
was shit. I know I'm not shit. I know I'm a quality player at COD, but I know there's room for improvement as there is for everybody. Um, but I was the people that were in like lower ranks than me inside of AFA, like I was actually helping them out, and it made me feel really good about myself because I was showing them, and obviously like people like Niall and Emily and
yeah,
stuff like that, they've improved their game massively, and like they have a little saying called Pricey movement,
yeah, yeah. That's
which
it.
I think's absolutely, which I think's funny. I think as funny as anything. I joining a party. Pricey, I've just found
Yeah,
the Pricey movement on them, and I'm like, that's quality. Do you know what I mean?
it's great to have that effect on people, and that's what we're about.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
this is what I'm trying to build in a way, which you've seen is if you have got skills and you think you're that good, then step up and show the others, like what you can
Yeah,
do and
exactly,
teach them.
exactly.
Don't just take it and run with it and be like, whoa, look at me, I'm the king or whatever. No one's a fucking king. Do you know what I mean? No one is.
No,
We're all
that's the
together here.
thing.
We're all equal.
Exactly. Some people get too big-headed, and then they jump in a game with a few people from the community, and they
Yeah.
actually realize, shit, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is it. This is why. This
And that's
is
all just part of a learning curve, then, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's where you can get help. But if you're not too stubborn to say, look, I do actually have a bit of room for improvement here. If you're
yeah.
too stubborn and you're like, no, 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 I'm good enough. No one can teach me anything. Then you're not going to get any better. You're not going to progress inside of any game. Being
Every
like that.
every player has a weakness. Every player has a side that they're not very good at. You know,
Definitely.
I mean, like I'm not very good at certain things in games, like ranked. I'm not very good at it. But if I was to study it and sit down and do it properly, I probably would be all right at it. But it doesn't. The game modes are too saturated and stuff with it. It's not my style. I prefer more open maps like Battlefield where you've got tanks and stuff. I prefer the
Yeah.
the realism. I've played COD for years and it's like playing in a fucking kitchen. You know what I mean? Like it's that small. You know, it
Spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die.
yeah. It's just literally they're so condensed. It's almost like touching arms with each other, and it's like I don't know if that's my style. It was when I was
Everyone has their
younger.
different styles, though. Everyone has their
I've
different styles,
I've
and everyone has their different persona on games, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
well I moved to Halo and stuff and things like that, and I got around, and the more I found that the more games I played that was fast paced and stuff like that, like Halo, Battlefield, it made Call of Duty look like a baby game, and a lot of people might look at me and think, fuck off, that's my game, but it does
No, it's right though. It's right. It
because
took the light. It took the light off it, didn't it?
because the thing is, if you were to go and learn the tactics, what you do in Battlefield and Ghost Recon and stuff like that, and then you try and like implement them a little bit into Call of Duty, you'll be surprised how better you will feel when you're on there, because you can't like respect the controls in Call of Duty and how easy it is. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't have bullet drop in Call of Duty. Do you know what I mean? It's just literally it's straight like a laser.
In Warzone there is. In Warzone there is some bullet drop, but that's only in Warzone. In multiplayer maps, I don't think you get big enough multiplayer maps
Yeah,
unless you're playing in like big team battles that will actually allow the bullet drop, because somebody's just going to be right in front of you and you can just snipe them straight in the teeth.
that's it.
But
And there's
it's not
also
calculated.
yeah, also you can get wounded as well in Battlefield, and you can try and heal yourself. You can't really
Yeah.
do that in Call of Duty. You have self
No.
revive and you're lying down, but
Yeah, that's it.
if you get hit in the shoulder, you're on the floor. That's not realistic. Do you know what I mean? Like if you got hit in the shoulder, you could still run. So
Yeah,
there's a
exactly. You get shot in your big toe and you go down. You're like, how?
yeah, like you'd still be running, but you'd be bleeding. And there should
Yeah,
be
exactly.
you should have like a bleed out bar where you have to like patch up or something. They need to
Yeah.
bring some of that into Call of Duty and start bringing some of these new mechanics in. I think it'd be good. But yeah,
I think
anyway,
it's just
but
probably
yeah.
whether if it works, but yeah.
So obviously we've talked about Sam, your
Yeah.
friend at the time that came in. Things have progressed now where you've made some new friends. We're getting a team
Yeah.
together, but overall as a captain, um, how have you found it? Have you found it like in total? Like, have you found it hard? You found it easy? What are the good
Very
points and
hard.
bad points?
So I find it very hard. Like at first, when I was just involved in the team at first before the captaincy, I thought it was quite easy because I wasn't making the decisions. It was kind of like just join in, we're playing a scrim tonight, and that's it.
Yeah,
Then when captaincy come over, it kind of took over my life a little bit, and I struggled to get used to it. My missus struggled to get used to it because I was constantly on my phone, constantly trying to organise scrims, constantly messaging people to try and get things sorted, and it was massively difficult. And obviously, the circumstances with team changes and stuff all the time. Like I think I've had like 4 different teams now, so trying to build a team and trying to progress as a team,
yeah,
that's been massively difficult. But then the light's been shining because the group of lads that I've got in on my team now is honestly, it's boosting my confidence again massively. Like these lads I've got them with me now.
yeah,
There's a couple of crimson lads, there's a couple of diamond lads, and they're like, some of them are better than me, and some of them are on my level. And this is good for me as well as a captain, because it's not about being the best on the team. It's about being the structure of the team, and it's about using people at their best, knowing what they can play and knowing what they can do. And that's what the good thing is about it. And I'd like, as I said, the group of lads that I've got in now, Visions,
yeah,
Clarky, Kataro, Stooge, Kezi, all of them, they're great lads. And then like the training night that we had, not last night, the night before, was absolutely phenomenal. Everybody was enjoying it. I was switching the teams around, and like all the hard points we were playing, control searches, they were all within like 10 points, 1 point. They were
yeah,
close games, and everybody was enjoying it. Everybody was enjoying it. And like it was quite nice because obviously I constructed that night myself as the captain, and it worked,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was brilliant.
It's
And
great
like
when
obviously when a plan comes together,
yeah,
it's just brilliant, isn't it? And I can't shout out them lads enough, man, because
you
it's
know,
made me feel better to be a captain again. It's made me feel a lot happier inside of AFA again, and I just want this team to thrive because I want it to thrive for you personally. I want it to
yeah,
thrive for
yeah,
AFA,
yeah. Well,
and
this
bringing
is
these
it.
lads in like I have done. It's going to build training for other people as well, and it's going to make them loads better. And I love the fact that I've got people in a higher rank in the same team as me because I'm learning as well.
Well, this is it.
Like I said before about being the captain. It's not about being the best in the team. It's about structuring the team, organising the scrims,
You are
giving
sometimes,
them
yeah.
information about it, and
If
that's
you
it, mate.
sometimes if your best player's a captain, they've got too much to do and they can't focus on the other things. If you give
Well,
that
that's a
role
good
to
thing.
somebody
Yeah,
that's more of a fit for the captain role, that's a bit more caring, you know,
yeah,
it makes the team a lot more better then because they can channel their better. Um, Honestly, there's some great guys in AFA. I mean, a lot of people are do their own thing and get busy. But we have got some great players. I mean, Fluky in the chat right now, a fantastic player. I used to do the some COD ranked league with him that actually was built into Call of Duty, and we did really well. Me and Fluky. There was a few others. I had a few of my mates with me at the time. Um, there was one friend that, like I say, I got rid of. Um, he w- he was like really horrible to me because like he would come in and he'd be like, "I'm better than you," and he would try and give it the big in, and like you don't want that when you're playing a game because even though it's trying to like push you forward a bit, at the same time it's stamping on your toes. And at this with Call of Duty, you need encouragement and guidance, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. You need to be improving, no matter what level you are. There's always room for it, like you said. And I felt that every time I was playing, I felt like I was always going to be bottom of the board because I always get the negative if I got shot, was in the wrong position, or I didn't make the change quick enough to capture a point. Me and Fluky got on really
Yeah.
well, and it fucking really pissed me off that the fact that he was supposed to be my friend, and the way he would talk to me and go down to me like I was some kind of fucking lapdog, and I
Yeah.
don't. There's no way you speak to a team. Do you know what I mean? You meant to.
No, no, exactly.
I think that the dynamic that we have building a team, you've got to look at each other as a brother, somebody that you'll uplift, and if they're down, you pick them up. Do you know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah, definitely, and that's even outside of the team as well. That's
Yeah,
the community that you've built. At the end of the day, like you can see that somebody's down, and there's a lot of people that have like spoke out, which is really good. Like mental health is a massive issue, and obviously people that come into the community and they start talking a little bit. As a community, you can help each other. Like a lot of people go through a lot of stuff outside of AFA. Even if it's not relevant to some people, you can kind of help people out with it as well. Like it's massive. Um, and like speaking for myself as well, like I was struggling through a lot of the time when I started being the captain. I couldn't get the team together, or struggling to organise scrims, or I was struggling to even
yeah,
get a team together. It was bringing me down as well, and I felt like I was letting the can down. Do you know what I mean? And that's not a good thing to have. And then you
mm,
have people inside of the clan that are talking to you and being like, "No, come on, you're doing a good job, and just got to stick to it," and stuff like that. Yourself being one of them people, and it just gives you that bit of a push. Do you know what I mean? And we're all here together at the end of the day. And like you said, inside of a game, when you build a team, you've got to be able to rely on them people, and that's why training is a massive thing. Because if some, like, say if you're watching mid map and
yeah,
like somebody's coming up on your right, and you've got a teammate on your right, you shouldn't even have to look at the right side, because your teammate's there. He's in comms telling you, "Don't worry, lad, I've got this bit, I've got this area," so you can cancel that bit of the map out straight away. And that's what teamwork's about, mate. And obviously if they die, they can tell you they've died, so then you can switch it up and move over and stuff like that. And do you know what I mean? It's all about communication at the end of the day, and I think, yeah,
yeah.
it's a massive thing inside of the game. And you've got, as you said, you've got to be able to rely on them like they're your brothers at the end of the day.
That's it. I mean, Lukey said it wasn't him, but it was. It definitely was. We were playing on. I don't know if it was Modern Warfare. It was something like Modern Warfare or something, because we were playing on Raid, and we was a group. We could play. It was like a COD event tournament. He was in. You don't remember it, Fluke? I remember it vividly well because we did exceptionally good. Um, and it was Raid we were playing, and I used to pop my head through that window and look across that channel where the pool is. And I used to get a lot of shit off one player. Um, his name was Unforgiven, actually. And he is unforgiven because when I find him, I'll fucking
I was about
lynch him.
to
so,
say,
and,
I was about to say he's
uh,
unforgivable.
like, to give me that much shit when I'm playing a game when we're supposed to be mates, it's just unreal. You know what I mean?
But
It's
what do
like,
they get out of it? Like,
uh,
what do they get out of shit like that?
I
Do you know what
don't.
I mean? It's just pointless, isn't it?
And he was honestly, me and Fluke got on really well because we used to play really good at COD. But yeah, I I I never forget it because like yeah, he did. He gave me grief. It's all right. Fluke. He said in the chat that he can't remember giving you grief. No, you didn't, but the other dick did. So I
The unforgivable bastard.
yeah, like literally, there's me. I'm trying to like come up with tactical plans and listen to Fluky's advice, and like fucking, he got fucking numbnuts trying to tell me how to play the game. It's
Yeah.
like
Excuse me.
we had a good team, but it started, like I say, you had that one person that starts to twist the knife in it. It ruins it for the others, you see. So it's important that you get the ingredients now that that everyone sticks together, because you got to stick together. The mold can't break. And even if you
Yeah.
have a niggle, if someone's not doing something right, you need to stamp it out quickly and address
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Otherwise it just festers and festers and festers, and it becomes a big hole then in the actual team. And
Exactly, and the big thing about it is you can't be arguing between each other. Do you know what I mean? You can't be sitting there. If you lose a gunfight, you can't sit there and stand up and fucking put your controller through your fucking double door windows and stuff. You've got to compose yourself. Do you know what I mean? I get annoyed. I personally, I get annoyed loads of times. But when it comes to a comp game, you've got to keep your head level. And as a captain as well, you've got to keep your head level, and you've got to keep all your team members level as well. You've just got to rebuild, just regroup, get back together, and just start functioning again. Because, like you said, if you have one person in the team either
yeah,
questioning you or throwing you under the bus by saying, "Look, I don't think what you're saying is agreeable," which, in a way, sometimes it's like, "Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so what's your take on it?" Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be. That's one thing about my team is I don't want to be that person that's like, "Right, you're going to do this, and this is how I'm going to do this."
yeah, yeah,
I want to give people a bit of freelance, so it's like, okay, if you've got an idea, let's float it around the group. Let's see how we can play it out. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm open to different structure changes. I'm open to playing a different game, playing a different way, and stuff like that. That's what I'm open to. And as a captain, I think you need to do that. I don't think you should be the big
yeah.
fucking I am and say this is how we're going to do it. And if you don't like
No,
it, you can
no,
fuck off, pretty much. Do you know what I mean?
no. You got to have a level head, and you got to be fair. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
sometimes you have to let people in that are not on your level, because they bring something else to the team. There's
Yeah,
if someone's just real good at search and destroy, and they know how to manipulate a team, like know their plans quickly and study them out quick and analyze what they're doing, and they can tell you where to go and stuff and kind of
yeah,
instruct you,
exactly.
then that's a key role. Um,
Yeah, like you said before, like it's having an understanding of like ranked and being really good are two completely different things. If you play really good but you haven't got the understanding, then it's just going to fail. But it's on the same aspect. It's if you've got a really good understanding but you're not that good, you can gel people together like that,
yeah, that's
and
it.
it makes a good team. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, as well, I find that me being a leader, I've helped many people bring out the best in them, and I don't do that because I want them. I want to do that. It's because I feel compelled to help people. I feel like I want to give something to the people, that they can actually be appreciated, that they've reached this milestone. And like, with you being a captain and reaching this moment, it's a big moment for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, to reach a
Yeah,
captain level,
definitely.
have your own team, and go forward, compared to the previous months when you were like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, so I can't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I pretty much washed my hands with it, to be honest, bro. It was too much stress for me. Obviously, I've got two young kids. I've got
Yeah,
a missus. I've got a life to run myself. I do have a full-time work and stuff like that. So trying to balance both of them, and with the shit that we were going through originally, it was hard to balance through. But now things are starting to come together a little bit. Obviously, you've introduced the fact of having maybe a vice captain on the team, which I've got already.
yeah,
Just taking that little bit of weight off your shoulders, so you can come together and speak to somebody other than yourself, of course. Obviously,
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
not available, but having somebody inside of the team that is the vice captain that you can bounce off each other, that I think that helps a lot. Because I think originally, when it was just the captain and the captain decides it all, it was too much. And I can speak for Emily on the same fact of her being captain of team two. We both found it really hard, like trying to organise the scrims, trying to organise the league games, and even like the way the EU League server, like you said, it was run like a bag of shit, to be honest, because
yeah,
the way that the games were organised, you could get a message off someone and say, "Oh, I can get my guys on in 15, run it," and you're like,
yeah.
"Okay." So if I don't get my guys on in 15 minutes now, we've had no prep, we've had no talking, we've got to get online and we've got to play this game, otherwise we forfeit it. I think that it was, just, to be honest.
You're cutting out a bit. Uh,
Yeah, sorry.
but yeah, yeah, like I was saying about these leagues that have been set up by these people that think by getting group together and trying to mimic the you know these like competitive leagues. It's not an easy thing to do. And when I first started thinking about doing mine, they there's people that have copied me because they thought, oh well, he's made an idea, and like I was saying to people before, it seems to be like I'm the one that makes the ideas and people follow it, but I never get any recognition for the ideas that I give. But and people follow it all the time, like you know, like like with my artwork, with the circles having like we've got here with your fantastic artwork. Every fucking clan now is doing that. Do you know what I mean? That started with me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I was,
Of course it is. It's all going to be following over, isn't it?
you know what I mean? Like, if anybody can stand up and say, "Well, hang on a minute, let's be fair to this guy," it all points back to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm the main person that's done most of this, and you know, it's the truth. You know what I mean? It is true. If I didn't do it, I wouldn't say it, and I feel that me being in this position, I've helped many people come through, and it's good to see that other people are taking my ideas because they work, and it knows that it makes me feel good. But the other thing is, um, it's also negative because they're taking them as their ideas and saying they're theirs when they're not. Um,
Yeah,
and
you're going to have people that do that
and
though,
it
and
really,
they like
really,
to.
really
Yeah.
irritates me. Do you know what I mean? And
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely.
and that's what annoys me when people leave AFA and say how shit it is, and and then when you've got the evidence to back it up to say, well, hang on a minute, not as bad as you're saying it out to be. Have you actually been there? And they say, well, no, we've heard of somebody else, and like this is the thing with the internet, isn't it? They just don't get it. That if you haven't been
Most
here,
people that have come in,
how can you judge
yeah,
it?
most people that have come, yeah, exactly. Like most people that have come inside of AFA and said that it's a pile of shit have been inside of AFA for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
They haven't actually seen it for the length that they should have done to actually see what's inside of AFA. So they can't come in and criticize. Like you said, it's the internet, man. Everybody's going to be coming in and everybody's going to be having
yeah,
their own opinion and being little keyboard warriors at the end of the day. But we know the community that we've got. You know the community that you've built. So we stand on what we've had, and obviously the community that we've got is brilliant, absolutely outstanding. And you've done personally for me, mate. You've done an absolute cracking job of doing what you've done for AFA. Everybody is so appreciative of it, and the amount of hard work you put into it, obviously with the website, bringing people in,
the kit,
everybody's so
the
appreciative. I am as
merches,
well.
mate. The
Yeah,
merch looks really good as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It looks really cool. I can't wait to order mine. I'm really excited. I know Clarky has already ordered his.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, like it. These are the things that you got to have in a clan, really. If you want to make the best out of it, go all out. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of these clans don't do that, and I actually feel that I try and deliver the best, and I think that you have personally seen the changes as well since you've been here. It's not got worse; it's got better.
Yeah, exactly.
You
So
know,
much better.
And like I always appreciate everybody here, but I always say we don't want any egos. Do you know what I mean? If you've got an ego and you think you're the fucking best, then you need to go down a chip because at the end of the day, no one's the fucking best. Everyone has a weakness, and anybody that thinks they've got an ego, I'll fucking see about it because I don't think it's right, that people think that, oh, I'm the best, you can't beat me. It doesn't matter what level you are, it doesn't matter who you are or what you do. Everybody has a everybody has a weakness. There's always only going to be someone stronger than you. Just respect what you do and teach people, do you know what I mean? And understand the others what they're going through and help them and stop
Yeah.
just trying to be like the top dog and trying to like, well, I don't want to train you because you'll be better than me, sort of thing. Like me and Hyde, we used to play Halo, right? And like he used to be he used to, he's probably still is, but he used to like have some awesome moves in Halo. And like I never thought he would teach me the way he used to jump round corners and shoot people and stuff like that. And when I told him I was going to go into like a Halo tournament with Z League, it was like, fucking hell, here we go. And I didn't think he was ever going to show me anything that he used to do because, Hyde is basically the Halo god. And, you know, he can snipe, he shoots. It's a phenomenal game, and he's just the king at it pretty much. And I learned off Hyde some moves, and I took it into a tournament. I come third, and obviously Hyde's been here and there doing his own thing and stuff, but and and like he is such a great player. When everybody gets to meet him, do you know what I mean? They'll be like, he's actually a really cool dude. Do you know what I mean? He does drifting, he does shooting games. You
I
know,
see a lot of his drifting stuff in the streams. To be fair,
you know, he's a good guy. He's you know and stuff. And like Orange, is you know, I haven't seen much of him because he had a new job and stuff. But him, you know, like even Hyde knows, you know, he is a fantastic keyboard player. Do you know what I mean? He plays on mouse and keyboard on his PC, and he's a phenomenal Halo player. He can play Call of Duty. You know, if he had the time to put in, he'd be a sensational, yeah, you know, player to have for competitive. But you know, it's the time and everything. You know, everybody hasn't got the
of course
time
it
for it.
is.
But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, the old days, you know, as I'd puts it, yeah, it's good. You know, so it's good to have those people still around. You know what I mean? And that, like, old man, like he does like Destiny 2, and he'll do these legendary stuff on his own. And these are people
Yeah,
that I've brought into AFA that are good gamers. They're not shit, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. The
but
good old days.
it's amazing where we've come. So, Pricey, we're coming to the end, mate, as it's getting towards 9 o'clock. Like I said, we'll have you on again at some point.
Yeah,
It,
sound.
but like I said, it's exposed. And like I said, anything goes. Say what you got to say. Is there anything AFA that you would change that you think, needs a bit of work on that, does? Anything at all?
Honestly, mate, off the top of my head, nothing at all. To be honest, I can't think of anything um that we could change or make better. To be honest, I'm just loving seeing how this clan is just thriving. I mean, you just keep doing your thing, man, because you're absolutely rocking it. There's not one fault that I can find inside of this, to be honest. And I know this is exposed, and I could say the whole world of stuff about it, but there's literally nothing that comes to mind about it, mate. To be honest, all I've got is positive things that come from this clan. It's changed my life. It's changed my missus's life. Now my missus is involved in AFA now. She absolutely loves it. She always said that she wanted to get into playing Call of Duty and stuff
Yeah.
again, and I brought her to the community, and she's absolutely loving it as well. Do you know what I mean? It's made our relationship better. We're actually like looking forward to finishing work, jumping in comms with everybody, having a good night and enjoying themselves and stuff like that. But honestly, mate, from being brutally honest, there is absolutely nothing that I would change about it, and everything that you're running and doing everything at the moment, it's brilliant, mate. I
Not.
can't fault it, to
I
be
didn't.
honest.
I didn't pay you to say that either.
No, he didn't. No, I've got my wallet's empty. But no,
No,
no, honestly,
no.
personally,
Honestly,
nothing at all.
I've always looked at it, and I always said to myself, you know, funny enough, Hyde will probably know this. There's been a few people that said, "Oh, need to get rid of AFA. You're just flogging a dead horse. You know, you're not going to get anywhere with it. It's never going to be something where everyone's going to appreciate it." And like,
Mm.
I was like, "Is he fucking mad? Is he for real? You can't do that." And I was like, "This guy, I don't know." And he's owned like he's had like so many communities now and shut them down. And like all the people he meets, he falls out with them, and then just fucking starts up a new community. And I'm like, this is just crazy that this guy can
Yeah,
say that to me. Yet, I, we're coming up to nearly 6 years now running AFA. We've got merch, we've got a website, we've got cool guys in. Yeah, we've had people coming,
exactly.
we've had people move on, but that's their choice. Do you know what I mean? I can't keep people in prison here. Do you know what I mean? Like they've moved on
No,
to do their
exactly.
thing. Some of them are running clans themselves. Do you know what I mean? And you know, great good luck to them. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not easy. And like starting out from here, you know, um, it's not easy just to get going. Like, people might think that it's easy to recruit, but it isn't. You have to really try hard to recruit the right people here. And I have to say, bro, good to have you on. Good to have you part of the team. Good to have you being a captain, and it means a lot. Really do appreciate it, man. But yeah, awesome, bro. Absolutely awesome. Oh, hang on. I've had a problem with my Discord. Oh shit. We might have lost him, guys. I don't know. My Discord's just cut out, bro. Well, it was good anyway. Um, I don't know if we can get to connect. Yeah, I think he might have gone down. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. We'll have Pricey back at some point. It's been amazing, bro. It's been fun. Um, I'm sure everybody's gonna know, but with Hyde coming back, we're gonna have Hyde in to actually spill the goss. No, it's all good, bro. We'll have you on again. But yeah, we're gonna have Hyde in on one of these, and he's gonna really spill some tea, like really go at it. Um, like I said, Hyde's a great guy. Um, he's been building his drifting crew for quite a while, and he's done absolutely amazing with it. And like, if you've not followed him already, go check him out, guys. Honestly, this dude is awesome. Um, like I said to Hyde ages ago, if you want to leave AFA, you're welcome to. If you want to stay, you're welcome to. He's stuck with us. He's not took any sides. He says, I'll do what I want to do. And I appreciate this guy, do you know what I mean? We had a chat before, and the way we are taking AFA, it's gonna be real good. We got lots of plans. We want to do some stuff for the anniversary. I think we're going to be doing some Fortnite battle royale and stuff like that. We've got some plans to do a COD night as well, to do a 10v10 if we can and stuff like that. We was going to do a Warzone or something, or a Rebirth if we can get enough on. But that's if we can get the amount of players in. We could do it. We could try and push it if we can bring like friends in and AFA players. But it's going to be a big push if we do. Also want to say a shout out to everybody that's come in and supported the channel, followed, Kamikaze, Stooges, uh, who else has given us a follow? Prices Misses, Cold Killer Goku. Some really good people that have come in. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm excited for GTA. Me and Hyde are going to do something for that. Big shout out for Pricey coming on. Thanks again, dude. Let's have a look, see if this Discord is running now. Let me see if I can close it and reopen it. Let me close it. Let's see if we can get him back to say bye. See if we can. It might not be possible, but we'll see. I think Discord may have gone down on us. But honestly, guys, it's been a really good podcast. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, this will be out on YouTube soon. Big up to Pricey coming in. It was really good to hear his point of view as a captain and everything else. Yeah, I don't think Discord's working tonight. I think it's done a big dump. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think it may have gone down. Yeah. I think yeah, it is, bro. Do you know what it is? It's because AFA are doing their interview and it's doing their little podcast. That's what it is. They're trying to like throw that spanner in the works. See what I did there? See, they knew we were going live. Yeah, that's it. Well, it's been a pleasure, guys, as always. And honestly, thank you so much. I'm going to call it a night there. It's been absolutely fabulous. So thanks again. I'm going to catch you all soon. Loads of stuff to come. Anybody that wants to come on to do a live podcast, let me know. It'll be a Thursday night, as I think that's a really good night for everybody. They can tune in. So that'll be good. Who knows? Maybe I could get the missus on. Maybe she can talk about some stuff. I don't know. We will see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Sorry that we've had some technical issues, difficulties, as you might say, but I've really enjoyed it tonight, and we've listened to it fully, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Um, Anybody that would like to apply to AFA, more than welcome to. All you got to do is go to our website. Simple as that. If you put Alpha 5 Assassins in, it should come up with the website. So yeah. Big up to Hyde. Big up to Fluky in the chat. Everybody that's gaming. Stooges. Everybody. Thank you so much. That's it from me. Hope you have a fantastic night.